US President Donald Trump has issued a fresh threat of strikes on Iran on Monday, turning up the pressure on Hamas as the Gaza Truce falters. In remarks made right after meeting with the Israeli Prime Minister, Trump warned Tehran that America could support another major strike on Iran, were it to resume rebuilding its ballistic missile or nuclear weapons programs.
Now I hear that Iran is trying to build up again, and if they are, we're going to have to knock them down. We'll knock them down. We'll knock the hell out of them, but hopefully that's not happening. I heard Iran wants to make a deal. If they want to make a deal, that's much smarter. You know, they could have made a deal the last time before we went through, you know, a big attack on them, and they decided not to make the deal. They wish they made that deal. So I think, again, they should make a deal. They want to make a deal, but sometimes that doesn't happen.
And in that same speech, standing shoulder to shoulder with Netanyahu, Trump also warned Hamas of severe consequences if it does not disarm. And Trump issued the threat to Iran as he hosted the Israeli leader for lunch at his Mar-a-Lago residence in Florida on Monday. In statements made to the reporters before and after that meeting, the two leaders said that they were in broad agreement on most issues, from next steps in Gaza and the possibility of bombing Iran again to how very deserving Trump is of getting another award. The meeting coming in as the two sides tried to cement a lasting end to Israel's war with Hamas in Gaza and ensure broader peace throughout the region. Trump, who has broached a potential nuclear deal with Tehran in recent months, said his talks with Netanyahu focused on advancing the fragile Gaza peace deal he brokered and addressing Israeli concerns over Iran and over Hezbollah in Lebanon. But remember, Iran and Israel fought that 12-day war in June. Just last week, Iran said that it had conducted missile exercises for the second time this month. Netanyahu had also said last week that Israel was not seeking a confrontation with Iran, but was aware of the reports, and said that he would raise Tehran's activities with Donald Trump. It seems like he did, and his plan seems to have worked. But Iran was in no mood to take any warnings from the United States. Today, Iran's parliament speaker hit back at Trump's warnings, saying that Tehran has the right to defend itself and that its future actions may be unexpected.
I emphasize that Iran does not seek permission from anyone to defend itself. The Iranian people's response to any widespread adventurism and evil is unapologetic and even unexpected.
And when they met on Monday, Trump and Netanyahu spent much of their time in public together, exchanging compliments, as both sought to show that their relationship remains better than ever, despite the occasional strains of the past year and Trump's growing wariness of some of Israel's actions. The mutual flattery was capped by Netanyahu's announcement that he would make Trump the first non-Israeli recipient of the Israel Prize for Peace. Trump, who called the award really surprising, praised Netanyahu as a wartime leader, downplaying concerns that Israel is not moving fast enough towards the next phase of the Gaza peace deal. And the US president instead put the onus almost entirely on Hamas. But Trump did talk about West Bank. He opposed Israel annexing the area, aligning himself with many Western and Arab countries on the issue. That's significant. Remember, the Israeli government has talked about annexing part of the West Bank and has recently also intensified its military operations in the occupied region. More importantly, Trump and Netanyahu failed to reach any sort of an agreement on how to actually move forward to the second phase of the ceasefire plan for Gaza, which is a key sticking point when it comes to slowing down what's happening on the ground and slowing down the work towards permanent peace and an eventual rebuilding effort of the devastated Palestinian enclave. But then you ask Trump, he seems to have downplayed the lack of progress on Monday. He has insisted that he was not concerned about Israel's actions in the region, even though its military has killed hundreds of Palestinians since the ceasefire took effect in October. Instead, he argued that the plan's success depends on Hamas agreeing to disarmament. But analysts say that his latest statements are unlikely to alleviate concerns within the Trump administration itself that Netanyahu is slow walking the move to the next phase. The concern really is that it leaves America mired in the West Asia tensions at a point when the GOP is urging Trump to turn his focus to domestic matters. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.